the more people are in higher levels of sin, higher levels of inequity, and more error, which is evil. Error is evil. It does affect the universe. That's why the coronal holes in the sun. Energy Master, your desire is what I'm after. Energy Master, your desire is what I'm after.
Your desire is what I'm after. Your desire is what I'm after.
Long ago and far away, they came to teach a higher way.
They came to teach a higher way. They came to teach a higher way.
Maybe it's just me, but it seems to me that the northern cap is now a permanent coronal hole. And I'm seeing the same thing in the South Pole as well.
Yeah, yep, same thing here. So I'm seeing the same thing here.
So why aren't we talking about it? That's not normal. Or at least, all right, let me retract that. I don't know what normal is, but it just seems to be odd that now it's permanent.
Again, I'm not an expert in the sun, but I do know that I know enough about the coronal holes to know that we've increased dramatically in the size and the severity of the coronal holes in the last year. And again, this all just kind of points to we're being affected by outside influences on the earth. I do believe that they're mitigating them with technology as best that they can. But the thing that I think we're missing in this too is what's going on earth, what is going on in our hearts, what is going on in news, and how is it connecting to all the things that people are doing on the earth. And I don't think people look at that close enough.
I can assure you they don't.
Continuing fifth epic of Revelation, which is a continuation of the Urantia book, it says that our evil, sin, and inequity, particularly today, because there's more people on the earth today than there ever was. And the more people are in higher levels of sin, higher levels of inequity, and more error, which is evil. Error is evil. It does affect the universe. That's why the coronal holes in the sun. They can't explain it, but I'm explaining it right now. Would you like to explain it more?
Well, if we're talking about any of the objects, but our sun is a good, I think would be a good example. It's turning and its position in space and so forth. If we only knew that the sun itself and its stability is affected by us, this planet, this thing you're talking about, if we had any idea that there's a relationship between how the sun is, its well-being as well as ours, then we'd realize that when we look out and we see these eruptions, these coronal magnetic ejections, as they call it, and they're coming across space and they seem to be coming straight at us. If we would only realize that we called those, that in our incorrect thinking and the ways that we are messing with this planet, that we're actually changing the sun's stability itself, and that we could get the sun to actually light up and be more alive, we can actually do harm to it. Then we would actually change our ways. But definitely we have people looking at the sun wondering what it's going to do next. and they have spending millions of dollars with satellites out there. Nobody's turning around and looking and saying, what messages are the Earth giving to space? What's Earth telling the sun, you know? So we got a creator sun that's calling to us and saying, I want to give you all of this energy, and I want to give you all of, you know, these harmonic manna from space and everything. Would you take my harmony and, you know, build with it? And instead we reject it, and we send in the message of space, you know, our disharmony, and our sun blurps out a big old wad of some stuff that we don't want, and it's coming our way, and we blame it on God.
Yeah. The reason for that is God's creation cannot deal with will that refuses to follow the Creator's will. So the effects of rebellion, wrong decisions, it causes chaos in the subatomic world as well as in the heavens. And our sun is meant to be like our sun. S-O-N. Creator's sun. And it will shine its heavenly light as long as there's, let's say, a heavenly world to shine it upon.
Yes.
But when there's not a heavenly world to shine it upon, and it's a rebellious world, although the sun has shined its heavenly light on earth for a long, long time, we know, because we study, that eventually a sun will die out.
Mm-hmm.
Our sun is dying out premature because of the rebellion of the 36 fallen worlds of Satania. Can you shed a little more light on that one?
Yes. If we would only get more into, as you say, understanding God's will, and trying to understand how we affect one another. When you were talking, I was reminded of the one who said that you could have a butterfly, and if a butterfly is flapping on one side of the planet, it could cause the whole world, if it's not where it's supposed to be out of balance. And that seems a little far-fetched when you look at it, but if you really realize that when it comes to harmonics and balance, everything has to be so perfect. And so anything that's out of balance can throw larger bodies out of balance. So we think in that on the planet here that our bad decisions and our ill will and so forth, you know, is not affecting our world. Well, we're wrong. And if we don't think it is affecting our sun, we are wrong. But we have to understand that all of these things are held together by God's hands. He has a universal set of laws and vibrations and so forth. And he's saying that if everything and everyone resonates with his messages and his commands and his orders, that everything grows more vital and it becomes more dynamic and possibilities become bigger. And we are so off on our planet that we can't possibly imagine that our sun is crying out to us, and so are other worlds around us, our worlds in our solar system, because we are not in tune to the will and ways of God. And many people say, oh, there's no relevance to that. And I say, unless we understand that God's commands and God's call to us and his directions is the only way for anyone to survive, any world, then we don't understand the responsibility that we've taken upon ourselves for the sickness of the heavens around us, even our own sun.
Now at the end, the truth needs to ever win.
The truth needs to ever win. The truth needs to ever win.
Energy Master.